You know that exact sinking feeling, right? You pull a household appliance out, you plug it in, you get ready to use it, and absolutely nothing happens. You check the wall and you know the outlet has power, but your machine is just completely lifeless. It is incredibly frustrating, especially when you start mentally calculating the cost of a repair technician, or even worse, having to buy a brand new replacement. But hey, before you panic and reach for your wallet, I've got you covered. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking standard advice and turning it into a 3D cinematic troubleshooting guide. We're going to walk through the 5 absolutely essential checks you can perform right now to potentially save a ton of money and bring that appliance back to life safely.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our troubleshooting blueprint for today. 1. The dead appliance dilemma. 2. Investigating the power source. 3. Cords and internal fuses. 4. Clearing the airflow. 5. Knowing when to stop. And finally, 6. Our final troubleshooting checklist. We're framing this whole process as an investigator's path, so we'll start right at the wall and literally trace the journey of electricity directly into the appliance's core to find out exactly where things went wrong.
So let's set the scene with Part 1, the dead appliance dilemma. 0 signs of life. You've got an appliance, an outlet with power, but absolutely nothing is happening. You're standing there looking at your machine, and the defining question flashing in your mind is simply, why won't it turn on? It's the exact frustrated thought we all have in this moment. But here is the empowering pivot we need to make right now. Before we even think about calling a technician and paying a hefty service fee, we can actually solve this mystery using a very simple detective process. We don't need a degree in electrical engineering for this. We just need a logical, step-by-step approach.
Here's a visual map of our mission briefing. 5 easy checks. Step 1. Check the power source. Step 2. Inspect the cord. Step 3. Check protection. Step 4. Clean the airflow. And Step 5. Know the limit. By following these, I want you to mentally trace the path of the power. We're starting from the outside of the appliance, way over at the wall, and we're slowly working our way inward to the machine itself. It's systematic, it's completely safe, and it's highly effective.
Let's begin our physical investigation right at the wall with Section 2, Investigating the Power Source. Wall outlet first. We are focusing on the most common, accessible issues before we even touch the appliance itself. There are 2 distinct scenarios you might run into at the wall. First, a functional outlet. Now, how do you know for sure if it's functional? Well, our source material tells us to simply test it with another device that you know for an absolute fact works, something like a small lamp or your phone charger. If your phone starts charging, boom, the outlet is fine. But on the flip side, we have a tripped connection. If your test lamp doesn't turn on, you need to check your home's circuit breaker panel. Sometimes a breaker trips just because of a temporary overload. Or if you're in a kitchen, bathroom, maybe a garage or outdoor space, you likely have what's called a GFCI outlet. You know those outlets with the little reset button right on them? Just press it, test your lamp again, and honestly, you might solve your whole problem right then and there.
But what if the outlet is perfectly fine? That brings us to Section 3, cords and internal fuses. Inspecting the power cord. We're moving our focus closer to the appliance by visually scanning down the entire length of the cord before we even try to peek inside the unit.
I want you to look really closely at the casing of your power cord for these 4 specific hazards: cuts, burn marks, exposed wires, or a loose plug. You're doing a thorough visual and physical scan here. According to our source, a damaged cord doesn't just prevent the appliance from working, it is a massive safety hazard. Actually, if you see even one of these 4 warning signs, you need to stop immediately. No tape jobs, no forcing the plug into the wall. Stop using the appliance completely until the cord is replaced exactly according to the manufacturer's strict instructions.
Now, let's say the cord is completely fine. The issue might actually be an invisible internal defense mechanism called thermal protection. A lot of appliances contain an internal fuse or thermal protection device. The definition here tells us it's an internal safety device that literally opens the circuit and shuts off the appliance if it overheats. That means your appliance might actually be intentionally shutting itself down to protect you, protect its motor, and prevent a fire. It's not broken at all, it's just defending itself.
But if that internal protection has been triggered, we have to talk about safety before going a single step further. Remember this golden rule: always unplug first. For a lot of consumer appliances, resetting or replacing those internal components requires physically opening the unit. Our source is incredibly clear on this point. You must follow the manufacturer's service guidance. And honestly, if you aren't entirely comfortable opening up an electronic device, this is the exact moment where it's infinitely safer to rely on professional help and consult a qualified tech. Never, ever compromise on your basic safety.
If you've ruled out the cord And you haven't cracked open the machine. Let's look at another super common, easily fixable culprit in Section 4, clearing the airflow. Help it breathe. We're going to zoom in a little closer to the appliance's vents. Think of this as the story of an appliance that is quite literally struggling to breathe.
You might be wondering, why are we even talking about cleaning an appliance that won't turn on? Well, because dust buildup dramatically reduces airflow. And when an appliance can't breathe, it overheats, which triggers that exact thermal protection we literally just learned about. But how you clean it is absolutely crucial. Safe cleaning means using a soft brush or compressed air on the vents to gently remove that dust. And of course, always unplug the appliance first. Unsafe cleaning? Never, ever spray liquids or chemical cleaners inside electrical equipment. As simple as it sounds, our source highlights that this basic safe cleaning can sometimes completely restore normal operation and even extend the overall life of the appliance. It's a real game changer.
Now we've covered the simple fixes, but we need to transition into Section 5, knowing when to stop. Hard stop signs. I want to slow things down for a second here, because we're moving away from basic, helpful troubleshooting and entering into the territory of preventing a serious, potentially life-threatening hazard in your home.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is knowing your strict boundary warnings. If you smell burning, if you see smoke, if you hear a strange buzzing coming from inside the appliance, or if you notice any melted plastic, do not continue troubleshooting. These are definitive, unquestionable symptoms of an internal electrical fault. If it's safe to do so, unplug the appliance immediately and discontinue use entirely. These signs mean you absolutely require professional repair. There is zero DIY fix when things are melting, buzzing, or smoking. Assuming you haven't hit any of those scary warning signs, let's shift gears back to empowerment with Section 6, Final Troubleshooting Checklist. Time for a quick recap. You've walked the path from the wall to the vents, and you are now a much more capable, safety-conscious household manager.
Let's review our final concise recap of the complete troubleshooting path. Verify the outlet with another device to make sure there's actually power. Inspect the power cord for any visual damage. Check for tripped GFCI outlets or breakers at the panel. Clean out any dust from the vents to maintain healthy airflow. And critically, stop immediately if you notice any signs of burning or overheating. These simple steps, straight from our source, can solve an incredible number of common appliance problems without costing you a single dime.
We've traced the power from the wall all the way into the machine. We've learned how it breathes, how it defends itself from overheating, and exactly where our safety boundaries are. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. Next time an appliance goes completely dark right when you need it, will you panic and call a tech immediately? Or will you take a deep breath, rely on your new knowledge, stay safe around electricity, and just check the plug first? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope you feel completely ready to tackle those dead appliances with focus and total confidence.